Hi, George. Good to see you. I was waiting for 20 minutes on this link.
And I was too.
So sorry.
No. Keep in mind, I just am not into uh, computers. I don't know how to do things. But I was here and I was on time. I just didn't know all the
Yeah,
things to do.
I knew you went into the other Zoom meeting, which was sent by the automated email. Uh,
Yes.
I got a notification saying George had just joined the Zoom meeting at the dot 8:30, like 20 minutes back. So
Okay.
are you on phone or computer?
Now I'm on the computer.
Okay. So this is the laptop, I guess, which is like maybe you're moving around. Okay.
Can you see me? You can't see me. I can see you.
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Let me start off by saying that you are so impressive, and I wish I could be helpful to you because I realize that whatever is happening is not working out quite as you would like. And so, one of the things that I would like to do is let's be as active as possible to make sure that we have a larger number of people taking the training in January. So tonight I signed up one other person. And so that means we at least have two. And so that's one thing. The other thing is, I like the idea from this weekend's training of having you take those sections from gaining control of ourselves and do
Yeah.
whatever it is that you do or that you've done to make them more exciting, as you did on the testimonials. You follow me?
Yeah, I'm following you. I'm listening.
And what my goal would be, I'm trying to come up with a continuing education training
Uh-huh.
because there are many people who I trained many years ago, just as you noticed with Valencia,
Yeah.
who was trained, I don't know, 13, 15 years ago. Well, a whole lot of people out there, but in order to get them back in, I can't just put them on the list and say, okay, you're back in, because we don't even have the same client workbook.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so we got to have a continuing education training, which is common in this country. And even for the facilitators of batterers intervention,
Uh-huh.
by state law, they have to have 16 hours of continuing education each year.
Okay.
And the reality is, these people who took my training years ago
Uh-huh.
knew that that was a requirement, but there's no way that I could control it. There's nothing I could do about it.
Okay. I mean,
So
they
the
need
other
those
part
credits
of it,
or hours.
yeah. So the other part of it, I just gave you the one part, which was gaining control of ourselves. The other part of the training is selecting material from the new client workbook
Uh-huh.
that would not include anything regarding the mentoring that I'm doing, but would include samples of proposals.
Uh-huh.
And I can't think of much more. And so that, again, you'd be working with the client workbook
Okay.
and gaining control of ourselves. So give me feedback. Tell me what you think would make sense.
I would
So
say,
before we go too far, once you tell me and we agree, then that means that's something that I pay you for in order to do that. I pay you to come up with that instrument, shall we call it. So that's what we're thinking. So you don't have to tell me now, but just off the top of your head, what thoughts do you have? And I realize that you're exhausted, so I'm going to let you go soon.
No, I can tell, as in, it's like there are no secrets. I can tell what can be done. It's like for every uh, 10 minutes, or probably less than 5 minutes of that reading, there can be a conversation or explanation. Because what I found in the participants is like, if we go on going through the pages, they are feeling lost or they are getting lost, is what I felt. That's only a feedback. It's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be a true, or it doesn't have to be a fact. So even, I mean, all the trainings which I attended, virtual trainings, that's what I felt. And to make it more interesting, I can extract the things from the workbook and make it a beautiful presentation.
Okay.
And it's like people uh, get attracted to the current presentation, because many people, they get uh, it gets interesting when they see pictures. So I can put in
Yes.
relevant pictures to whatever is there in the client workbook. I can put in the EQ, I2, like the sample assessment report, or we can bring in anybody's for that matter. Because the more engaging with what they're going to do, that's where the excitement comes. And I could see that with Valeria, Valencia, and probably with almost all the participants. That's what I could see. The most beautiful thing which you have is the experience. Nothing can beat the experience. So none of these materials, none of these workbooks, none of these like the resources uh, wouldn't make any sense to them unless you guide them. That's what I've noticed. People are too lazy to go through the stuff. Probably they go through that material once, twice, but they can't figure it out unless you guide them. That's what I've found out.
Not only do I agree with you, but I think I like the lazy part, because no matter how much I give them in advance, there's no chance that many of them will pay much attention. And it doesn't matter how long it has. It's like right now, the two people who've signed up for January, I'm going to send their material out tomorrow. But do I think that they're going to read it? Probably not.
Yeah, because that's a human behavior, right? People don't complete things on them, on their own, until they have a coach or a mentor who is pushing them. Unless it's like a carrot stick, unless they have something in the front, like a deadline,
Yeah.
they don't finish it.
But I had thought that was just Americans. I don't think Indians are that way at all.
No, that's even many people whom I know. Uh, even I train people on media marketing, sales and marketing. There's so many things which we can talk about. I've trained people in uh, as a keynote speaker, as a guest speaker, or in workshop seminars. There is something lined up next week also on 16th December actually. So where we train people, it's the same thing. They don't finish the tasks because they respond only to challenges. Like you give them a challenge. Okay, we are going to do this for this deadline for another 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour. Then they focus on it, or else they get distracted. They don't finish the things. And we believe that people respond to contest also. If you run a contest, probably a $10 contest or Christmas contest, people respond more. That's what I learned also. And competition. So what the one thing which I love to do is competition. Like we have to invite the alumni of Anderson Services. We have to bring in all the people. Let it be hundreds of them. We can accommodate up to 500 people in the Zoom room, because other people are doing it. Even if you log on to this, with your permission, let me show you this. This is a Happy Neighborhood project. They just come on Zoom and they have made $1 million just on Zoom. All these people, if you just go to events and you go to networking or you go to free classes. So if I look for California. California is not there, but North US or so all these people, they just come on Zoom, they network, they exchange their business, they say this is what I do, this is what I do, and they make money out of it. They've already crossed $1 million just on Zoom. I'll mail you this link so that you don't, I mean, you do your own research because they are doing it. If they can do, we can do. I mean, with your experience, the reason why I said we are sitting on a gold mine is because we can create $1 billion with the same experience which you have. We can build a community. The other thing is LinkedIn Live is LinkedIn Live audio event. I can just go, I can create an audio event um, and we can publish. I can create an event with you and me, like online event. I can say it's a LinkedIn audio event. You see this LinkedIn Live or LinkedIn audio?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's right. We can do a LinkedIn audio, LinkedIn Live. You have 25,000 followers in that. Even if 1% come, even if 25 people come, and even if we sell in the 25, even if we sell it to 5 people, 10 people, we are good. And we do that every week or we do it. So I can go LinkedIn Live, I can go LinkedIn audio event just like other people are doing it. And we both can talk. I mean, we did once LinkedIn Live audio, if you remember. We did uh, like we did a LinkedIn Live audio event on your Zoom. I mean on your LinkedIn profile. I'm not sure if you can recollect it.
It can't right now. I don't know why, but what is there anything that we could do between now and January 12th?
Yeah, we can do LinkedIn Live. I mean tomorrow once you are awake, just hit me up. Uh, we can again set up a Zoom just like this, the same Zoom link. Because my Zoom link, I took a premium one. This is the paid one. It's a permanent link always. This is the same link all the time. We can go live and we can talk about it, just you and me, and other people will hop in because through your LinkedIn profile, many people get excited to speak with you.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that even when we did Direct Shifts podcast, also, I've seen the other people who were excited when they were talking to you. The same thing with your followers. So we create an event. We call it LinkedIn Live Audio. We don't need to be. I mean, you and me, we don't have anything to worry about. Many people they think when it's a video, they think the background should be good, the hair should be good, they should put on a little makeup and all that. But for you and me, I've noticed this with Valencia, by the way. That's the reason I'm speaking about it.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm not, I truly respect her as a woman. Again, I truly respect her, but
Yeah,
they have their own limiting beliefs. They have their own beliefs. So, I
sure.
mean, in the break, as I monitored, like she has a little mirror and she puts on a little makeup and all. Anyway, uh, I didn't want to comment her because I love the way she was leading the group, and
Yeah.
it's good. Women have their own. Uh, I wouldn't say misconception. They have their own predetermined set of beliefs that they have to look good on the camera.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
we can do a live audio or video. Audio is again mainly women prefer audio because this LinkedIn audio is just like a radio. It's like
Yeah.
whatever we do here, we record it and we load it onto Apple Podcast and Google Podcast, and people listen to the same thing. Now, I wanted to convert the entire curriculum, and it doesn't cost a dollar. It doesn't cost a penny. This is all free, just like LinkedIn. I know people whom I have set up Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts from scratch. There are listeners slowly. I've done this for Shara Ruffin. She was listed on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We can do that for Anderson Services. What is it costing us? Nothing.
But
So
how much does it cost me to pay you?
I'll be frank, George. If you pay me $2,000 monthly, I'll
No.
do. unlimited work, but it depends. Like, I don't know. See, for doing a 2-day session, you're paying me $500 or $400. I'm like wondering, like how much you can pay me, like 400 or $800 or $1,500. You tell me any number. I would love to do full-time work.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. The thing that you have to appreciate is that, let's assume that you were talking to Valencia. She couldn't pay you $2,000 because that amount of income just isn't available.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you pay.
Wait, just let me explain to you, because I think that it's useful for you to understand is that in my particular case, I am not a person who's just starting out in business.
Yeah.
And so without my doing anything at all, I will continue to make income. So the example that I can say to you is that just in terms of book sales alone, I don't have to market the sale of books. The people who buy books are organizations. It's like there are 3 counties in California, starting with Sacramento Unified School District, which is in Sacramento, plus 3 other counties.
Okay.
And so that it doesn't make sense for me to pay $2,000 because I don't need it. A brand new person, if you had gotten me 50 years ago, I would maybe have been interested. But now, no. It's just not necessary for me. So that's why I look at cost, because it simply doesn't make any difference. The reality is, let's assume that suddenly 500 people signed up for a training. I couldn't accommodate them. That's what would happen. I simply couldn't accommodate them. And even if I tried to, it wouldn't be the quality that I would like. And so that when it's like you started with Katrina, that may be something that would work for Katrina, because no one except you and I know who she is.
That's right.
You understand that?
Yeah, that's right.
It's just not the case with me. As a matter of fact, if you look again at what I posted this morning on LinkedIn, I belong to another social media thing. It's called QOURO or something like that. What is the name of that?
Let me see that.
I'll send you a link. But look at what I posted, and you may be able to see. Yeah, in fact, can you see what I posted this morning?
Yeah, I'm just bringing that up on the screen. So
go directly to my site. What I posted on on Anderson. Yeah, and I'll explain it to you because you'll be surprised. It will make sense. Just this morning. Wait a minute. You go too fast.
The social work network.
No, that's that. No, I don't want social work. I want my site, George Anderson or Anderson.
Oh, okay. Well, Anderson Services. Okay.
Okay. So this morning, not what I posted tonight. Can you pull up what I posted this morning? Emotional intelligence. I can't see it. You go too fast. No. I meant my LinkedIn site.
Okay. On the LinkedIn site, if you look at the post.
Just stop it for a minute. Evidence-based anger management is needed now worldwide. So hold on for a second. Let me see if that's the one that I was doing.
I can bring it up. That's okay.
Yeah, click open it up.
This is related to US-based anger management programs, BBC document, losing it too.
No, I just put that on tonight, so it would be one before that this morning. Yeah. Wait a minute, I can see it. Okay, hold on for just a second.
Yeah, on the internet, it's widespread.
Okay, what I wanted to show you is. Okay, scroll down to the bottom. That's in social work, though. I was talking about on my own site.
Oh, okay. On your own site.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that was from yesterday. I was trying to find out what I did this morning.
Okay, let
Anyway,
me.
let me tell you why I wanted you to see it. It was not a brand new post. It was a post that I took from this other channel that I post on,
Uh-huh.
and I posted on this. But at the very bottom, what it says is that I had posted this months ago, and 27,000 people viewed it. That's what I wanted you to see. Not many people who you deal with are going to have that many people who view things that they write. And so it's like, I can't just, it doesn't make any sense for me to pay
Yeah,
$2,000 for marketing because I just don't need it.
this is the one, high income earners who are social workers.
Okay, now go down to the bottom right there. Look at it. Look, that's what I was saying right there. You see it? That's what
Yeah.
I was talking about. How many people do you know get that many people to read what they wrote? You know that's it's not typical, is it?
Yeah, that's right. But okay, what I'll do is, no, that's okay. So we'll come up with a number. I'm okay with anything, George. Like anyway, for 2 days, you're paying me like $400.
Well, this time I want to tell you about that. It's going to be what you put down, the 450, but there's something that's attached.
Yeah, I added that
Wait a
$50.
minute, wait a minute. You got to listen for a minute.
Sorry.
You got to give $50 to your daughter and tell her that Santa Claus comes also in California. So
Okay.
that's the deal. It's still 400 for you, but $50 is for your daughter.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. That means a lot. I remember the same thing happened last Christmas as well. The Santa came in and all. So this is what we can do. Uh, I mean, this is like I can, with whatever the content which you're sharing, I can make every post into a video. End of the day, I love making videos. It's never worked for me. I've been making videos since 15 years.
Wow.
Uh,
And you are good, and you can tell. And so that I want us to be creative and take advantage of what is existing right now. And
okay.
I got as much information. I mean, I don't know of anyone else who has more current information on what I do, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so let's take advantage of it. So I'll leave the rest of it to you. You come up with a proposal, but you're not under pressure. For me, in other words, you don't have to rush.
I mean, what should be the
There's no urgency
proposal?
on my part.
What should the proposal say? Because
No, we're not talking about a proposal. What I was saying, I already told you that what I'd like for you to do is to go through gaining control of ourselves, starting with number 4 or 5. I don't know which one it was. And you said that you were going to do something to it, making each one more interesting by using video. Is that right?
yeah, I can do that.
So that's one thing. That's part of it. The
Okay.
second part had to do with gaining control of ourselves, the adult client workbook. And so it's those two together that's going to be the information for continuing education for people who would have been trained by me many years ago, but needed to be updated.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be done.
So what I want you to do is you do your, whatever you call it, like maybe an outline or proposal, your proposal, in terms of what are you going to do and how much you expect me to pay you, but no 2,000. That's not going to work.
Okay. So is $1,000 a good deal then?
No.
Because because you are already
Let
paying
me
me.
ask you this question: if LinkedIn is not pressuring me to pay them, they're doing things for me. Do you want to see what they do? I can show you if you scroll down what they do for
I mean,
me.
it's
From
not one video. It's like I create unlimited content. I create work. I mean, I put in probably 10 hours or 12 hours every day, even now, just to get my things done. So I mean, it's not a final proposal. You suggest me because you are my mentor, you are my guide.
So anyway, send me the proposal and then I'll think about it and I'll let you know. And so the other thing that I had explained to you before is that what I do, which I never told you this way, but you'll appreciate it because it's definitely different. Remember yesterday that Valencia asked, how did I go about determining how much to charge for different proposals? You remember that?
Yeah.
And so that I told her that I go to the internet under the state of California and find out how much a PhD psychologist is paid for training for X number of hours. Okay. And then I pay that amount, but I never finished the rest of the story. The reason that I do that is you don't have a PhD, and none of the people who are training me, with the exception of the guy that's on the video that you showed yesterday, the black guy that was one of the examples of communication.
Yeah, like the medical director who was there.
No, not the medical director. This is a guy who was not a physician. He was a tall African-American guy who was talking to his son. It was, his name is Faison Wood, actually. But in any case, what you showed the video, you picked it out for us, and it was very good. It was one that you really wanted me to show, and you showed it. All I wanted to say is that,
like the examples, is it from the example? Yeah, I remember. It's from the examples. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah. But you got to hear what my rationale is, because I'm very, very different. What happened is, you don't have a PhD, and none of the people, with the exception of him, has a PhD. And so that I'm paying everybody from the very beginning way more than they can earn on their own.
Yeah.
And that way, no one can argue with me. You yourself said to me, regarding what we're doing now, you said, I've never been paid this much before. You remember that?
Yeah.
And that's true. There he is right there.
Yeah, this is the guy.
Yeah. Okay. What happened? I'll just tell you the whole story, at least most of it. He had been a client of mine when he was in college years ago.
Okay.
And so he had a PhD, but his PhD is in education. It doesn't matter, but he has a PhD. And it's from Cornell University, which is on the East Coast. And so that, but for this, he is not going to be able to negotiate, or couldn't, because I let him know right away. Here, let's go to the internet. I pull up how much a PhD gets paid by the state of California. And I said, that's how much I'm going to pay. I'm not going to pay you more than the state's going to pay you. And there's never an argument. And that's what I do with other people. If there's any way that I can find what's comparable, that's what I would do. And so that no way in the world you're going to find anyone who's doing something like this on, the level that I have at $2,000. The other thing that you need to know is that none of the people who are going to be your clients can afford it. You can do that if you're doing a hospital or you're doing your buddy on direct.
Okay.
He can do that because he's a global person. He's making millions. But the average person like Katrina, there's no way in the world she can pay you $2,000, nor any of the people who I've introduced you to. There's no chance. And probably in their life, they'll never earn that much.
So these people, how much they can afford, George? Like monthly, how much they can afford?
I don't think they're going to pay that much monthly at all. We don't do it.
Like, what would be the minimum number? $500, $1,000, $800?
What I suggest you do, a person who could answer that for you better and more honestly, Katrina. Find out how much she's being willing to pay, and then you'll be able to see. And so that's more practical, because she is in fact an accountant. But we don't. I don't know where you get the idea that the Americans, just like me, not like me, but like them, have that much money, because they do not. In fact, I can tell you this, and maybe it'll help you a little bit more. Let's take Valencia. She's been with the probation department, let's say, for probably 20 years.
Uh-huh.
And she makes about 70,000 a year,
Okay.
$70,000. And she has a house and so on, and her daughter's in college. That's not a lot of money here. This is Los Angeles. And so that even if they wanted to pay you, there's no way that they could do it. And if they borrowed it, they're gonna not make enough money to pay it back. So I can't give you anything general, but I tell you what, the next time we talk, I'll give you some specific. I'll do my own little research and give you feedback. But you're talking to a person who's, I told the story the other day, is that I've only paid for marketing once. And that was marketing in which I paid for a page ad in the magazine. And I think I said I paid, what, $10,000 or something like that. That's a one-shot deal. And I never did it again, and I will never do it again because I didn't get anything from it.
Yeah.
And so that you have to look at everything in terms of, it's like the people, when I fill out the request to schedule this meeting with you, I found out from Clindy where they had how much would I be willing to pay for X, Y, and Z. I gather that others have got that information from Clindy. I don't know. But in any case, I don't know how many people will be pleased. All I can tell you is that even if there was someone who could make me $40,000 a month, it wouldn't appeal to me. And I guarantee you, for a person like Katrina or Valencia, they wouldn't take it because they would know right away that it's a scam, because there's no possibility that anyone could possibly know that any kind of ad is going to pay that much, because it depends on what it is. If you told me that it was selling Teslas, yeah, maybe, but even Tesla says that if I recommend someone to buy a Tesla and buy the Tesla, what are they going to give me? They're going to give me free charges for 6 months. Well, I don't need any free charges. I charge for my own house. Anyway, I'm going to let you take a nap, and I'll help you out later.
No, I'm listening, as in, I'm trying to figure out what should be the magical number which I should charge. Because when you said CAMF, you remember, there's nobody in the world who will use CAMF. So I did my own search. I did my own search, like who is the certified anger management facilitators. And I found lots of people. I'm like, Dr. Trina Anderson. I'm like, who is Dr. Trina Anderson? I thought maybe is it your daughter or somebody
That's
who.
my niece.
Oh, okay. She has a CAMF, and
She's my niece. She's from Northern California. She's from Oakland. Actually, she lives in another little city, but that's my
so,
niece.
so I'm like, there are lots of people out there. David Morgan, CAMF. I'm like, okay, this guy. So most of these guys who have CAMF are somebody who got trained by you some point in
Yes.
their life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if we can bring or rope them in and promote.
Oh, no, I like that. I like that. Even the idea that you pull all this together. You would think that I knew all of this, but I don't. I mean, and that I knew how to contact all these people. I've never done the work myself like that. I had people who work for me, but this is what I'd like for you to do. So first, I'm going to be fair with you. I don't know if you can tell that. I'm a fair person. I never take advantage of anyone. No one in the world would ever tell you I took advantage of them. You ask Valencia and she will tell you the word is not out there that I take advantage of people. It's just not that way. It's
Yeah,
the opposite.
I,
I'm the
I,
person who's the giver.
yeah, I believe that. So this Wendy Hooker, she has got 29,000 followers. So probably if we bring on a podcast of anger management or LinkedIn Live audio and all with you, you both have common groups, Sinica, Care Matters, LLC. Uh, I mean, when somebody has 29,000 followers, even if 1% of them would come to us, let it be 290 people or 29 people. If we bring them into our basket, into our cart, our Anderson Services card, or if we sell them something, even if the books are, which again, most of it doesn't need marketing. I totally agree with you, because um, you have already seen life for last 80 years. The only thing is, I'm trying to leverage the technology, convert the PDFs or resources into videos, and I'm going to do it, because the old videos which are there also, I know almost all the hundreds of videos which were there, uh,
Mhm.
which can be sold. I mean, I'm trying to bring them onto LinkedIn also now, and I give them a call to action, like we have upcoming training in January. Now, that's what we can do. Um,
Yeah, I would like to do that. And so let's start off with coming up with what you want to do because of the time, because we need to get it out soon because we have a lot of competition during Christmas season. And so that we will compete, we could complete the same, not complete, repeat the same thing between January and February and between February and March.
okay,
But
so
you got what you need. The other thing that I think that you hadn't thought about is that regardless of how much money I make, it doesn't mean that whoever is working with me is my partner and they get a percentage of what I make. That's not the way it is. It's like if I get right now $700 an hour for coaching a physician, but if you market it for me coaching physicians and I get 10 referrals, that's not the way marketing works. You pay what the ad costs, and the ad is not related to how effective it is.
okay, yeah, that's true. I agree. So, are these dates finalized for 12th January, 13th January?
Everything is on the website. There it is right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, so these are finalized dates. There's no changes in it, right?
There are not going to be any changes in those, no. And so that was what I said is that today we already got 2 people for this one, for the January one. And then tomorrow I'll have them remove the December one.
So my question again, I'm not demanding, George. I mean, I'm trying to be as polite to you. I'm not aggressive. I'm not showing anger. My
No,
again,
no, no, you don't. That's why I like you very much, and I don't know what else I need to do. Your daughter can tell you that I like you.
I don't mind doing. I've done thousands of videos in the last 15 years. This is nothing for me. So I'll do all this work. I'll put in the gaining control. I recreate the gaining control. I know how to play around with people's emotions, not giving them the full uh, gist of it. We are not going to, we'll give an outline of, it's like we feed the fish, or it's like we go for fishing. We just give the little bait, right? It's like we give a bait. We don't give them the entire series. And we tell
Yeah.
them, come join us and learn more of it. And we tell them, sign up for the program. And I'm going to play. I mean, through digital marketing, social media marketing, that's what everybody does. And so the only thing is like, uh, as you are already paying me 400, $500, whatever, the $400 per 2 days, I just wanted to know, for putting in a little extra effort, what will be the other number which you will be like willing to accommodate, because I can do it. I don't mind. You don't need
Okay.
to.
Yeah, just go ahead and make your outline and let me know, and then I'll give you some feedback.
Okay, sure. Because the only thing is, it doesn't matter. I can send a proposal. I can put whatever the number, again, that our number shouldn't upset you, because I've been trying to do the same thing with you for last 3 years. By the way, I'm like, uh, uh,
Okay, I understand, but we're both learning from each other, and I don't know what else to say. But anyway, I want you to take some time to rest, and so that I'll hear from you when you decide that you can,
yeah.
when you have something in writing for me.
Okay, sure. I'll go ahead and put that in writing. I'll mail it across to you. But if you tell me, Raj, put this, I'll put that. No questions asked.
No. Okay. Again, I already twice I told you exactly what it is that I need. But as I talk to you, I keep adding things. It's like I would like for you, since you have all this information, you determine what else would make this continuing education training more effective.
Yeah, because the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube Podcast, that'll make it more effective. And I'm trying to replicate the same formula with everybody. I've done that for Shara, but I'll put that in a document. I'll send it as a proposal, and
Okay.
I'll say um, there are two models which I follow with most people because I'm bad at negotiation or I'm bad with numbers. I always say pro bono. You might be knowing pro bono. Uh, it's like I'll do it as a goodwill and all. The other thing which I'll say is like um, these are the two models which I follow because many people this is the model which I follow. I say, okay, pay as you wish. If you pay me whatever, if you're happy, you pay me more. If you are more happy, you pay me more. It's like
Well,
pay
let
as
me
you
offer you a suggestion. Just for a little while, if I were you, first of all, no pro bono ever for Americans. That's not a good thing because what happens is we tend to consider anything that's pro bono cheap and worthless. So you're working against yourself. And I don't know if you followed the story. All of my professional career, I charged more than everyone. But I also do my homework, and no one has ever complained about the quality of what I do.
Okay.
I do a good job. And so that, and you can look, I mean, you can do anything you want. Uh, that's how I get invited to all kinds of things. I don't know if you realize that it's very, very unusual in this country for a non-physician to be a keynote speaker for doctors. That's not the way it works here. I doubt if it works that way in India either. It just doesn't. And so that I've done that more than once. And so if I were you, try for a year or for 6 months, no pro bono. The other part is something that I do automatically, but I don't think it needs to be in an ad for you. And that is, once you do this, if it really works, that's the kind of thing that I do. I will automatically think in terms of how can I let him know how much I appreciate it? And of course, I would give you extra. But
Okay.
if we negotiated that in advance, that's not the same.
Yeah, that's right. So let me keep the ball rolling. Let me do that. I'll drop you an email with the proposal and all. And let me also send you the samples. There's nothing about samples. Look, gaining control, I'll play around with it. We'll see how we can rope in at least 10 people or 20 people to what's the max number which we can have for
Actually, 15.
okay. So let me see how I can see. I mean, how can 15 people pay for that? By the only thing I'm worried is like when I start doing something, you say, no, Raj, stop it. And like I step back. That's what happened in the last couple of months. I mean, when I try to do something, you put in me a note saying, Raj, stop promoting, stop. That's
Oh,
something.
let me tell you what happened. I don't know. I don't know if you understood what happened the last time. You did something and it went to social work. And the person sent a note, which you saw too. She says the limit of posting on this site is 5 per week or something like that. But what happened is it looked like an ad and they were offended. And so that's when I said, don't do that. Because again, it's two things. I don't want anyone to think that I'm desperate because I'm not. I'm not
Which,
desperate.
yeah, which
So
is true.
I don't want that. And I don't have to beg for anything. So that's atypical for me. But in any case, it's the other way. It's like, I would like to do something in which the quality is so superior that everyone wants to be a part of it, based on the fact that, it's a Tesla.
Yeah, you and me know that no matter what we do, the world keeps telling. So be it a social worker, be it a psychotherapist, be it a psychologist, we know that they have something to say all the time. If you don't do anything, they are idle. But if you do something, people throw tantrums, or people have some or the other thing which to give as a feedback or a comment. So that's okay. So let me go ahead and see how I can bring in people promoting, playing around with what needs to be done. And we'll talk once again in the morning, George. Let's do a LinkedIn live audio once you get up, probably 10 in the morning, or once
Okay,
you're done with your.
I can't do it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is Tuesday, but possibly Wednesday. Tomorrow morning I can't.
Okay, fine. Or we'll do it sometime in the evening when you're free.
Okay, then tomorrow evening, maybe fine, 7 o'clock.
Okay, let's do it at the same time, like 7 o'clock, right? Okay, fine.
Okay, thanks so much. Good night to you.
I'll talk to you tomorrow evening. Bye. Good night.